This is our time, and yeah, we gon' shine. You better put your blockers on before you get blind. Wildcats gon' win. Yeah, we all in.
Welcome back to a brand new edition of Sports Corner. I'm your host, Dominique Williams, and joining me, I have Felix Reyes Jr. and Timothy White Jr. On today's show, we'll be discussing MLB World Series, Al Golden being fired from University of Miami, NFL Week 7 review, NBA tip-off, and a special viewing at the end of this segment. So, let's get this play started. The MLB 2015 World Series has begun. The New York Mets have had a rough journey over the years, making it to the big stage, and also joining them as the opponents, Kansas City Royals. What are some of your World Series predictions? Well, Felix, let's start with you.
Well, I mean, the Mets are already down 1-0. But I don't think it's time for fans like you to get a little discouraged. It's only down 1-0.
I ain't discouraged.
But I still think that the Mets will pull it out. I think they'll win in probably 6 or 7 games. The pitching this postseason has been phenomenal. It's just going to be tough because the Royals put up a lot of runs.
Yeah.
But they only lost game 1 by 1. And it's not like they got blown out of the water. So in game 2, they have Jacob deGrom with an ERA of 1.8. And on the other side, you got Johnny Cueto, who is 1-1 with an ERA of 7.8. So he gives up almost 8 runs a game. So, I mean, this should be a good bounce-back game for the Mets to be able to try to get back into this thing.
Well, Tim, what are some of your predictions? I see you have a little look on your face here of disagreement.
Well, it saddens me to talk about this because, one, we're not talking about the Yankees. That's the only team when it comes down to baseball, the Yankees and the Rays are the only
team that runs
teams.
New York, and that's the Mets.
Slow down. Anyways, it saddens me that we're talking about the Mets and the Royals and not the Yankees, or better yet, not even the Cubs, because I low-key was rooting for them.
Are you trying to be like Back to the Future or something?
Definitely was on that Back to the Future
Guaranteed
wave.
the Cubs do not need to be.
But to get straight to the point, you know, like they say, you can't beat them, join them. So I'm rooting for the Mets. I'm just going to be honest about it.
All of that shade.
I'm just going,
but then talk about join
Just
them.
a circle.
I'm just
around.
going to be honest about it. I'm
It's
not.
okay.
Everybody knows I'm not like hardcore baseball fan like that. You know,
Right.
We understand.
I root for like I said, either the Rays or the Yankees. If it's not either of the two, then I'm not worried about it, honestly. But the reason why I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Mets is just based off of Daniel Murphy and his MVP season.
Right.
Pretty much,
yes.
you know, being the MVP of the National League Championship Series,
Gotcha.
setting a record this postseason with home runs in 6 consecutive games.
Right.
So
That's
definitely
not easy to do.
Definitely not.
There's only one person that has
So
done that before him.
honestly, I'm just rooting for the guys across the street from us. Since that's right there, you gotta root for the guys across the street that you're so used to pounding on for year after year.
We are more likely to
It's far
accept
from
you.
over, Mets fans. You got
It's
to.
definitely far from over. Definitely.
Team Mets all day. So we head over to Eric for this week's Street Corner.
Welcome to a new edition of Street Corner. I'm your host, Eric White, and on this edition, we're going to be asking the students of Cookman what do they think about University of Miami coach Al Golden being fired. Preview.
I mean, after numerous seasons of not winning, I don't think the university was wrong. It was time for him to go.
It was time for him to go.
Well, after coming off a bad loss of 58-0, I feel like it was time for him to just let it go. But, they weren't able to win a bowl and haven't been to a bowl tournament or couldn't make it through the playoffs. It's time to let the man go.
I think it was the right thing to do because they kept losing and they haven't been to a bowl game in like 5 years. So I feel like it was the right decision. That's what they do in the pros. So yeah.
Preview.
Well, I mean, after 5 years of no progression and not going to any bowl games in that past time, I mean, it's about time to get rid of something that has no progression. So I agree with the decision of them letting it go to coach.
I mean, under the circumstances, he should have got fired. Every Miami team coach should get fired for every team. Because they all sorry. I'm sorry, New England Patriots. Even though that's NFL. But I mean, yeah, they haven't won in a while, so I mean, you gotta try something new.
I mean, by not being too productive, I feel like they should, give somebody else another chance. Not every year going to be a good year, and obviously if he hasn't made a chance to make a difference yet, then got to try something new, so that's how I feel about it.
I feel like this university just was fed up with Al Golden. Just over the number of years, he wasn't progressing like he was supposed to. He didn't make major bowl games, but after that 58-0 loss against Clemson, I think that was just a breaking point for Miami. It was just time to let him go. Now back to you guys at the studio, guys.
Thank you, Eric. Well, the University of Miami has fired head coach Al Golden from the football program after the loss this past weekend against ACC opponent, the Clemson Tigers, by the score of 58-0. What are your reactions to Al Golden's dismissal? Let's start with you, Felix.
Took him long enough. Took him a 58-0 loss at home to pull the trigger. People have been
been pulled last year.
Right, people have been calling for his head for a long time now, and I guess for the fans, I'm glad to see that they finally got the action from the athletic department that they wanted. I think this actually might help the team in a sense. Sometimes a team just needs a new leader with a fresh message, a fresh face for that matter, to see day in and day out. We've seen this happen this year with USC. Since Sark was let go, the team has been playing way better, and they've even beat the previous number 3 team in the country, Utah. So sometimes it is addition by subtraction, so the team may get better. After dismissing their head coach.
Tim, how do you feel about the dismissals?
I couldn't agree more with Felix. To be honest with you, it's about time. It's been long overdue. Miami is 4-3 overall, 1-2 in the ACC. Man, it's just 58-0. Come on, I'm sorry, I can't.
In your own backyard.
I'm trying to be cordial. I'm trying to be cordial about it. 58-0.
Nothing.
Wow.
Zero.
Zilch. Florida State couldn't even put up past 30 points on them.
This is literally goes down in the record books as the biggest loss in school history. Man, it's
goose egg.
It's crazy. And you know what? And like I said, like I stated earlier, this trigger should have been pulled on Al Golden last year. After going 6-7 in 2014, Golden made a case to the athletic director Blake James for one more year. People questioned if he really deserved it. People like me said no. Sorry for your loss. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag it. But they gave him another chance. Golden handpicked all the recruits in his locker room today. So at the end of the day, he can't blame anybody but himself.
Right, for the team
he brought this upon himself. And he had a chance after chance after that. Right. Miami's loyalty to Al Golden ended up costing Miami another season. So hopefully they can bounce back. Hopefully, at least for next year. That's all I'm saying.
Right, but I just don't think that they'll be able to get a coach to come in to restore the prominence.
And to be honest, it would be hard for that next coach even coming in because they haven't had a 10-win season since 2005. From the years of 2000 to 2005. Miami's record was 64-10. They had 4 10-win seasons, 4 bowl wins, and 21 first-round draft picks in the NFL.
Right.
Since 2005, their record has been 67-54. They have 0 10-win seasons. Wow. They have 1 bowl win and only 6 first-round draft picks in the NFL.
Right. And they don't have enough recent history on their side. They haven't been to a major bowl game since 2003.
Exactly.
And for recruits, they have nothing to sell. They don't have recent history. They don't have their own stadium. They have to play in Miami Stadium, which is about 40 minutes from the campus. On top of that, their facilities are out of date, and from the looks of it, they're pretty cheap. So they won't want to pay a high-profile coach to come in and sell these recruits on why they should come to the school.
All I got to say is, bring back Butch Davis. Bring back Butch Davis. Bring back the Orange Bowl Stadium.
So sad. So sad.
Well, all right. Another week has been covered of NFL football. Let's get into our Week 7 review. So, what are some of your reviews of this past weekend?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah! Oh, wait, I forgot the Battle of California. Did I forget to miss that?
Yes.
Let's start with you, Tim.
Yes.
Go ahead, get your grill on.
I'm so happy.
He's enjoying this.
Okay, let me just marinate in this moment real quick. Okay. The Raiders embarrass the Chargers. Derek Carr. before I even go into the stats, I just want to say it was a 37-29 win for my Raiders, who were underdogs, obviously, going into this game. So, yeah, go Raiders, Raider Nation. So, Derek Carr went 24 for 31, threw 289 yards and 3 TDs. Amari Cooper had 5. May I repeat it one more time? 5 receptions for 100. Exactly.
You're putting emphasis on the wrong number.
No. He had 5. No, let me get to it now. Let me finish.
Let me
finish.
Let him have it.
5 receptions, only 5 for 133 yards and 1 touchdown. Carr had a 52-yard touchdown bomb to Amari Cooper. The Raiders defense caught 2 interceptions capitalized for 10 points off those 2 interceptions from Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers himself, he had a okay game, I guess you could say. 38 for 58 with 336 passing yards, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions, and Brandon Oliver, and this is their leading rusher, by the way, 9 carries for 35 yards.
Right. Like I said before, they're not a run-heavy team. They put too much on Phillip Rivers' plate, and in this game, they just got embarrassed, kicked around, stomped on, destroyed.
That sounds like the old Raiders, if you ask me.
Like
I don't know.
That just sounds
sounds like
those
what the
words
old Raiders
sums up what I watched on Sunday. They were not ready at all. Let's just say that. Final score was 37-29, like Tim said, but it wasn't that close, people. Let's be real. It wasn't that close.
Yes,
Antonio Gates didn't play.
The Raiders definitely had full control of the game.
Right. Antonio Gates didn't play, and that makes a bit of a difference because he's a safety net for Rivers, but at the end of the day, somebody got to step up. That boy, Amari Cooper, is the real deal.
Definitely.
First rookie to have 3 100-yard games in his team's first 6 games since Mike Ditka, who is a Hall of Fame tight end. So the Raiders took it to the Chargers, and I got to give them credit.
Raider Nation.
Seems like y'all need to bring Drake to Cali and charge y'all up, man.
Man, the battery is dead.
The battery is dead. The charger is gone. We can't find it.
It's done.
The struggle is real. Well,
but
right.
another game I want to talk about, Brady and the unbeaten bunch. Mm-hmm. I have to go into emphasis for a little bit on this because a lot of people obviously, picked the Patriots to win. But the thing is, Tom Brady had a subpar first 3 quarters of that game. Really didn't turn up the juice on the Jets and actually seal the deal for the win until the 4th quarter.
Right. It wasn't all on him though. Dobson had too many drops. He had about 5 drops in the game that
definitely
could have kept the drives alive and probably could have put up some points off of that. But I can't put that all on him. But what about Miami blowing out Houston Texans 44?
They the Texans.
Hey man,
but I mean,
anytime
Miami wins, it has to be celebrated,
man. Anytime you're up 35-0 before the team has an offensive yard gained, I think we should talk about that.
And definitely on top of that, Ryan Tannehill went 18 for 19. That's rare.
4 touchdowns. Who did you think
4 touchdowns, no
Rodgers?
Interceptions, right? He must have had whatever Aaron Rodgers eats before meals. I mean, pregame meals. He must have had one of Aaron Rodgers' pregame meals before that.
Right, but this team is really looking like they've found something in the water since they fired their last head coach, Joe Philbin. But we'll see because this week they play the Patriots. Oh. And that'll be the real test. Their last 2 games they played the Titans and now the Texans. We kind of expected them to win, so when they play the Patriots, that's when I'll really raise some eyebrows.
And it's one more game I want to touch on.
What's that?
No Nonsense Newton. Shout out to the North Carolina Panthers, man. First time going 6-0 in their franchise history.
Right.
Cam Newton, even though he threw 3 interceptions, went 14 for 24 with 197 yards, 1 touchdown. Pretty much led his team still, like I said, regardless of those 3 interceptions, to the win, to the victory. And man,
the reason why they're so good, they run the ball, and they play outstanding defense. With 3 turnovers, you shouldn't win the game.
Exactly.
But they pound you by running the ball, and they rough you up when they're on defense.
Jonathan Stewart had 24 carries for 125 yards, so he definitely was a part of that pounding running game.
Yeah, you're right.
So
they only gave up 16 points to the Eagles, who's supposed to be this high-powered offense.
Again, like I said, did you really think that Chip Kelly offense was going to work efficiently and also consistently in the NFL?
Hey, man, not with that quarterback.
Definitely not. And for the honestly, it's shocking that they lost because for the first time, Sam Bradford didn't throw more interceptions than the opposing quarterback.
Right.
Well,
but, hey.
my review: the Giants beating the Cowboys finally.
We all saw that coming.
Yes. Now we're tied 1-1 in this
that
series. Yes.
Actually, no. The Giants actually now have the lead
in the
NFC East.
Right, but
yes.
they split their 2 matchups, so that's what she was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, they split their 2, so it's like 1-1.
Right,
but
so they just need to tie
because that shows that we deserve the first win actually too. So, all right. Well, NFL and college football is almost near playoffs, so you know what that means. Yes, NBA season is here and tip-off has begun.
Finally.
Let's get right into it. Which has a better chance going back to the finals, the Cavaliers or Golden State Warriors?
What about you? What you think, Tim?
What do I think?
I
Well,
think
you
we
know,
might be
I'm
on the same page. I think we might be on the same page.
Still a little salty. I'm still a little salty after my pick for the NBA championship. You know, the Cavaliers didn't come through for your boy.
Sorry, it happens.
But like I said, like you said, it happens. But Steph Curry, man, he dropped 40 points in the home opener.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, man, this guy was in fuego in the first quarter, dropping 26 points. Dropping 24 points in the first quarter. That's his career high in points scored within a quarter.
Right.
So, man, it almost looked like he was about to give Kobe Bryant a run for his money on those 81 points at first until Coach subbed him out.
Right. But I think the Cavs actually have the better chance of making it back to the finals.
Definitely. That's the point I was just getting ready to get to. Based off the simple fact that the Cavaliers are in the Eastern, they're in the Eastern Conference. And the Eastern Conference, they have some guys on the up and coming. You have the Bucks, you have the Washington Wizards, you have the Raptors. But at the end of the day, the East,
the Bulls always been up there. Forget the Bulls. The Bulls always been up there.
Exactly.
Don't forget.
I'm talking about the teams that are on the come up that, might give them a little bit of a test, but at the end of the day, the East is no West. Let's be honest. The West, man, the Thunder are healthy. You still, the Clippers, you still got to count in the Grizzlies just off the fact of their defense and how how strategic they are with running their plays and everything.
Don't forget the Lakers. Kobe is back.
You got the Lakers. You got the Phoenix Suns who are on the rise. Sacramento Kings should be a really
definitely
good team
with
this year.
Rondo.
Right.
Definitely, I'm waiting to see that.
I never thought
the
Rondo
Blazers
would
are
be
putting the
Celtics.
keys in Damian Lillard's hands, so you'll see what he could probably do by himself. Everybody's gone from his team.
Yeah,
but
and then you have Golden State, like I said,
Golden State still on fire.
Still on fire, but at the end of the day, with all that competition, you got the Spurs.
Right, you can't forget the old head Spurs.
Can't forget the Spurs. I'm not counting out the Spurs anymore. I'm not doing it. Doing it.
But like we said, the East is the weaker conference. Not much competition outside of the Bulls, who beat them on opening day. But Kyrie's still hurt, so they're still not at full strength. But I think when Kyrie comes back, they'll get the ball rolling, and we'll see them in
But
June.
I have a question. Do you think the Cavaliers need the big three, which is Kyrie, Love, and obviously LeBron, to make the finals? Or do you think that they can do it? They can make the finals with at least 2 out of the 3.
I think they could possibly make it with 2 out of the 3, but to be 100%, like I'll put them in there, put all my money down right now, they would need all 3.
Definitely. Because I feel like without the full 3, I'm just not sold on their depth, on the depth of their roster.
Right, exactly.
With all seriousness. So
got you.
I just don't want the Cavs to go back. I'm just gonna be honest.
At least you're honest, right?
I'm being so
honest.
I mean, I'm proud that my OKC team is back and healthy. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook is back, so I'm really looking forward to
see if they
OKC
mesh well.
making it at least to the last final
think,
of the
honestly,
Western Conference final. Yes.
If it's not gonna be the Thunder, it will definitely be the Clippers or the Warriors. Those are my 3. If it's not the Thunder, because the Thunder obviously number 1, because that's my second favorite team, obviously underneath the Nets. But if it's not the Thunder going to the Western Conference Finals, it will either be the Warriors or it will be the Clippers.
This comes right after he said he's going to stop sleeping on the Spurs, people.
Yeah,
Remember
he did
that.
say that.
Look, I didn't say the Spurs.
Don't forget, remember that.
I didn't say the Spurs weren't going to have a bad season now. I didn't say that. I mean, I didn't say the Spurs were going to have a bad season. I didn't say that. But all I'm saying is when it comes down to the Western, I'm not sleeping on them, but the Western Conference Finals, you know, it's a pretty big deal.
Usually the Spurs are always the number one leading team in the Western Conference Finals.
They came one bucket
starting
away
off
from
in the
last
year.
season.
Hey, they weren't last season.
But
so.
I mean, every year usually they're number one, leading the Western Conference Finals, leading the NBA standings all the time. But it's just last season was just that one season.
And with the new playoff season that they've passed, they would have had home court advantage in that first round against the Clippers. So we'll see.
We'll see.
That's our favorite line here.
We'll definitely we'll see.
Tim, you got something for us this week?
Do we have something? I believe I do. Let's go ahead and get to that top 5, folks.
Oh, number cinco.
Let's see what that top 5 is looking like, man.
Definitely.
Number 5, we got Kevin Love to Timothy Mozgov for the
Little
nice
dunk down dunk. Okay.
Little drop
Throw it
down.
down, big man. Throw it down.
Here's something exciting. Caldwell Pope on a breakout dunk.
Caldwell Pope.
Hey, you say
He might have a breakout season this year, y'all. Y'all watch out for him.
Detroit.
He might have a breakout season this year for Detroit. This is what we're
Three got Jimmy Butler driving past Cavs defenders for the nice 200 dunk.
Defense wins games, just so you know.
That
they got
guy's
some
definitely
offense now.
another Defensive Player of the Year candidate early.
They play some offense now, so they can score.
Jimmy.
He still doesn't look back.
21.
Still doesn't look back. Where's
No
the
rear
rear view
view
mirror? No rear view mirror. Where is it? I don't see it. I'm not worried about it.
Number 2, Pau Gasol denies the King
Block
access.
City!
Shout out to Pau Gasol, man. Still doing
man, I
it,
can
doing
still
it
root
well.
for him.
Block
Doing it and
City.
doing it well. There we go.
Except the King can't be denied. Dethroned.
Put him on a poster.
That was a great effort by Pau.
Definitely. Clean at that, too.
Number 1, last year's MVP.
Steph
Steph
Curry
Curry.
just taking off.
24-point
taking
performance
off.
in the first half. Can you just say he's a my player cheat code? Like step back, give you change, cash, money.
Ooh, raise up the slides, please. Raise it all up to 100.
Right in the corner. Nah, I'm a shoot. No, I'm a drive by you. Smooth like butter.
Very smooth. Silky smooth. Silky smooth.
Curry with the sauce.
He said, "Y'all forgot about me? Nah, I'm still here.
Charged
I'm
up.
still in the MVP conversation."
Crazy. This guy is a video game. Seriously.
Most definitely. He makes it happen.
Can you say that's NBA 2K16 live?
Right.
Seriously.
He's just a cheat code. Here.
Definitely.
Well, so last week, Bethune-Cookman University Homecoming 2015, we have a special treat to present you guys of how our homecoming went. Let's take a look.
Turn up.
Hey there, Wildcats. I'm your host, Dominique Williams from BCU Sports Corner here at the BCU Homecoming Pet Rally. Follow me today as we check out the festivities we got to show you.
God done bless me. I'm Rod C. BCU, class of 1996. Believe that, baby.
Why are we here? God.
So, how you liking homecoming this year?
So far, I'm really loving homecoming. I like the theme that they chose. There's no place like homecoming. It really does feel like a home here at BCU. I'm glad to see all the sea of maroon and gold, and we're going to win tomorrow at our homecoming game. So, hail Wildcats.
Oh, hail Wildcats. Y'all hear from the SGA president himself.
Let's hear it one more time, y'all. Come.
Hey, you guys. So I'm standing here with no other than the crown royalty of homecoming king and queen.
Didi, how do you feel about being crowned queen?
I feel very blessed and fortunate to take on such opportunity and meet Preston as my king.
Preston, how do you feel about being crowned king?
Well, like Didi said, it's a great feeling, man. With working with her, me, my queen, and along with the other members of our court, it's a great feeling. Also a chance to actually see different homecoming events from a different aspect too. So it's like no longer am I just a student, but I'm actually being, the face of homecoming, or being the Mr. and Mrs. of homecoming. So it's a different vibe and it's a different feeling in my senior year. So it's really good.
All right, you heard it from yourself. So let's check out more festivities. Hey there, Wildcats. I'm here with no other than athletic director himself, Dr. Lynn Thompson. So, Dr. Lynn Thompson, how do you feel about homecoming this year?
Man, I wish I could play and be in the parade myself.
So, are you looking forward to the game?
Absolutely. Even though I'll be working, I'm still going to have a lot of fun meeting people from way back and even hanging out with folks like you.
All right, you heard him himself, you guys. So, check us out at the game tomorrow. Well, there you guys have it, man. This has been a great, outstanding homecoming. And as you can see, the band, of course, the band. What a great way to end the show with our Marching Wildcats performing right behind me now. Was that a fun night?
Great time.
I see you guys were really
shooting that,
good. You
putting
guys
that
really
together.
turned. I mean,
Yeah, you
Man.
know.
I seen y'all hitting.
I
it.
love the band.
photography on.
I love the band.
Yes, you was doing your photography thing. I seen you over there.
Hey man, we do more than
Definitely
just
was
this.
a great experience.
So it was fun, especially when the team wins the game, 59-49. It was a very great.
It was a very
lot of points scored. in that
Very
game.
high-powered
lot of drives,
offense, not
too.
too much defense.
Right.
It looked like a high school basketball game when you just saw the scoreboard.
But I had a great time. I just had a great time. It was fun.
Yeah,
You guys
definitely enjoyed
Well,
it.
I enjoyed my homecoming also. So.
One for the memories.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at BCU Sports Corner from Felix Reyes Jr. and Timothy White Jr. and myself, Dominique Williams. Don't forget, keep sports in your corner.
Russell Westbrook, 2016 MVP.
Charge your
Mark my
batteries.
words.
Charge your batteries.
Charged up.
This is our time, and yeah, we gon' shine. You better put your blockers on before you get blind.